It's so beautiful and comforting to have what you need around you. And it's very disappointing and devastating for someone to destroy what you have altogether. That's why our searchlight is on vandalism and action involving the deliberate destruction or damage to public and private properties. I'm glad welcoming you to the Eagle on TV, your one-stop program from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. On this program, we discuss the nature and effects of economic and financial crime and what we all can do to fight them. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Before we go fully into discussing vandalism of government properties, a crime against humanity, let's start today's episode with a report on a collaboration between the EFCC and the Nigerian Air Force Institute of Technology, where the two agencies signed a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in specialized training. Abbas Abubakar Umar has the details.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and the Nigerian Air Force Institute of Technology (NITE) has signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for cooperation in specialized training, especially in cybercrime and digital forensics. Speaking at the ceremony, which took place at the Commission's headquarters in Jabi, Abuja, the Executive Chairman, EFCC Abdurrashid Bawa, expressed delight that the MOU is centered on areas of the Commission's core competence. He said that the Commission is quite elated to observe in the MOU that the areas of interest of Air Force are actually the areas the EFCC thrive in: issues of cybercrime, issues of forensics, etc.
We hope and pray this is the beginning of a more cogent collaboration between the EFCC and your institute. The issue of learning and training and conferences and all of that is what has always been the distinguishing factor of the EFCC as well as other institutions, and we want to assure you that we are going to cooperate with you based on this memo to ensure that your students, as well as exchange of personnel that we do, are better off by coming to see things practically at both our academy as well as the forensic lab.
Bawa urged the commandant of NITE and Nigerians to report cases of economic and financial crimes, assuring that the Commission will do its best in ridding the country of economic and financial crimes. The Commandant of NITE, Air Vice Marshal M.A. Yakub, in his remarks appreciated the EFCC for the privilege of signing the MOU, adding that the arrangement will be beneficial to the Institute. He stated that NITE is delighted because the area of partnership they are going into is to help the two agencies significantly.
We have a huge infrastructure deficit and equipment deficit, and the only way to meet this deficit is to collaborate with institutions that have the capacities and the competencies. And EFCC being one of these key organizations, we felt it would be in our interest to collaborate. This is more so because as we expand our areas of coverage, we're introducing more courses, and recently, as you're aware, we have introduced cyber security, BSc in cyber security, and this is an area that will be of great interest to EFCC as an organization, and we believe that you are fully equipped to support us in this area.
Other management of the Institute who accompanied the Commandant are the Institute's Provost, Professor Muhammad Dauda, Registrar Air Commodore S.A. Adeyanju, Liaison Officer Dr. I. Yahuza, and the Public Relations Officer Wing Commander K. Ali, among others. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
Catch them young is one slogan the EFCC sings every day. This is because the importance of children actively joining in the fight against economic and financial crimes from a very young age cannot be overemphasized. As part of its mandate to arm the leaders of tomorrow against economic and financial crimes and rid the future of corruption, the EFCC entertains schools on academic visit. Just recently, students of Metro International Schools Kubwa Abuja paid an academic visit to the headquarters of the Commission at Jabi Abuja, and it was an educative and enlightening session. Amina Kawa has more on this.
The Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bawa, has called on Nigerian teenagers to join forces and stand as one body against economic and financial crimes. The EFCC chairman made the call through the head Creative Communications Unit, Wayuma Okeanu, when students of Metro International Schools, Kubwa Abuja, visited the EFCC on an excursion at the Commission's headquarters in Jabi, Abuja. Talking on the topic, Teenagers Against Economic and Financial Crimes, the anti-corruption chief stressed the need for a social and attitudinal change which will act as a stronghold against teenagers, struggles with the temptation to indulge in financial crimes. Highlighting some of the effects of economic and financial crimes on the Nigerian society, which include bad reputation, poverty, death, and social damage, among others. The chairman urged the teenagers to do all within their powers to safeguard the country, which is their heaven for the future. The EFCC boss called on the students to join hands in the fight against economic and financial crimes by staying away from any form of behavior that may amount to corruption. They are also to invite and influence other students to join the fight as well and report perpetrators of economic and financial crimes to authorities like parents, elderly ones, and government agencies.
We are looking at teenagers in the fight against economic and financial crimes. Nigeria belongs to you. This country is ours. But you, as young people, you are so involved with drug abuse, the quest to get huge food. Imagine a 17-year-old boy like this. What does he know about money? You want to drive a car home at this age? You want anything else to do what you do now? When young people, all they can think about is how to make money instead of facing their struggles, instead of studying to pass their exams, instead of studying to become medical doctors, lawyers, military, and all they can think about is to make money now and die tomorrow.
Also speaking, the head Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit, Aisha Mohammed, advised the youths to be good ambassadors of the EFCC as well as the school and Nigeria at large. She stated that the youth are the future of Nigeria and therefore must be upright so they can preach against corruption in their schools, families, and the society in general.
So it has to start with you and now, because you guys are our future. We are already fading away gradually, but you are the future. So please, just do the right thing always and be good ambassadors of both your school, the EFCC is your here now, and your parents. Wherever you go, find your head high, be good ambassadors.
The teacher in the school, Oscar Olutoche, thanked the EFCC for hosting, teaching, and engaging the students and their teachers, promising that they will be good ambassadors of the Commission, their school, and Nigeria as a whole. Highlight of the event was an exhibition presented by a staff of the Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit, Ojojo Kutami Eche, and a pledge by the students to do the right thing always.
not to be involved in anything, whether in a gun, in election, in a class protest, class monitor, to do anything that will be said or related to corruption. So help me God. Okay, clap for yourself.
Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Wow, thank you Abbas and Amina for bringing us up to speed on EFCC activities. Now back to our focus for today. The law frowns at vandalism of government property, a crime against humanity. One of the greatest evils people can commit against themselves and their community is tampering with public property. Governments set up the infrastructure to make life better for the society, but when someone begins to maliciously tamper with them, then it's really unfortunate. Talk about pipes, cables, wires, buildings, telephone lines, railways, recreational facilities, and lots more are examples of public property. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) is one of the agencies responsible for ensuring that people don't tamper with government property. They do this by sensitizing the public and prosecuting offenders. What is the place of the public and EFCC in ensuring safety of public property? Our interview segment with Ojotoktami Eche and our guest answers this question and much more.
Now, whatever belongs to the government belongs to everyone, and it is our responsibility to take care of them, guard them jealously. But now, what happens when some people choose to deface or destroy or mutilate them? That's the question we'll be answering here on the program today. And we're also going to talk about how we can come together with the EFCC to fight this crime called vandalism, especially of public property. With me on this segment is an Assistant Commander of the EFCC, Deputy Commander at the Lagos Zonal Command, ACE2, Emeka Okonjo. Mr. Okonjo, welcome on the program today.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Okonjo, when the word vandalism is mentioned, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
It's simply issue of intentional destruction or defacement of public or private property.
You are an officer of the EFCC, and I believe you have had cases, numerous cases, on vandalism of government property. Now, what are the major property belonging to the government or the public, so to say, that suffer vandalism in the hands of criminals?
We know most of the cases we've encountered in the commission is pipeline. Our oils, our petrols, our crudes are channeled through pipeline, and it's become a soft target for these hoodlums, these criminals, because they feel one of the reason why they even target it is because they think they can make easy money, quick money. So oftentimes they intentionally break through the pipeline in effort to try to see if they can scoop petroleum products, AGO, and other mineral resources. This has led to wanton destruction of Nigeria pipeline that have cost so much in repairs, in maintenance, and in security. And it keeps affecting the economy of the country. So pipeline is one of the major targets of these vandals. And because they feel they can make quick money, easy money, so they don't mind the nature of the crime, they don't mind the sentencing, they don't mind the sanction, they just put their mind on what they think they can get from destroying or breaking through government pipeline. Okay. And that is why we, the Commission, the police, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense, and the Navy, we've done a lot in that regard. A lot of people have been arrested, a lot of people have been prosecuted, and some of them are still undergoing prosecution. We have recovered vessels, and some of them have been forfeited. Most of them have been forfeited to federal government as of today.
Okay, apart from pipeline, is there any other major government property that suffers in the hands of hoodlums?
Like we know, the issue of cable destruction, the PACN electric infrastructure. We know because people believe that the armored cable, some of the cables are underground. Some of the transformers are being looted. And these are things that are supposed to serve the public. It is to make life better for the public. So one would think, why are these people targeting such things as infrastructure that will better the life of people? As much as even some of the, what is it called, the lighting of the environment, you see them vandalizing the cables for resale. Even the ones on Third Mainland Bridge and some other places, you see them severely under attack. And government, like I said earlier, keeps expanding scarce resources to buy these things and replace these things. And that is just because some few Nigerians feel they can make quick money. And that is it.
Reports show that vandalism is on the increase in Nigeria, and people wonder, why is this so? What is responsible for this increase?
I think first and foremost, the community. Now it's as if a lot of the elders seems to encourage these youths that are into easy gotten wealth. And we used to have a society where crime is shunned. Even in your community, if you bring in things you cannot account for, you are questioned. I mean, there seems to be a little gap in parental control, in community check, and this is affecting the rate of crime increase. More so, we know we are now in the modern age, a modern era. It's easy for you to go on the net and scarce for buyers for some of these things that have hitherto difficult to get across to the market segment. So this modernization have also helped to increase this awareness. And that is why we do all in the commission to ensure we don't deter in getting these criminals arrested.
Okay, what do you think unemployment has to do with this? The increase of vandalism of government property?
Yes, of course. We cannot put away unemployment in some of these factors. Unemployment is also on the increase because of this issue of vandalism.
So you
yes,
affect me, I
it affects.
affect
It's a two-way thing.
Okay.
If, for instance, government is supposed to move to the next phase of getting some other infrastructure working where people will be gainfully employed, and that same resources that they would have moved to the next segment is plowed back into repair of what was already in existence, just that it was destroyed, vandalized, or taken away for personal gain. That takes us backward. That affects the economy. That also will impact on the employment capacity of the government. If we have to spend trillions of naira, like it's known from some of the reports, in repairs, reinstalling, and if that money were rechanneled, don't you think we'll have better factories to work? We'll have better facilities to serve the public. And that is why it's a concern to me. It should be a concern to all Nigerians.
And from what you're saying, it's a big concern to the EFCC.
It's a very big concern.
What is the EFCC doing to protect, government property from vandalism of any sort?
We have a cordial working relationship. We have an understanding, an MOU, with, like I said, just because of this, with Nigeria Navy, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and even the police, where in matters like this, a lot of cases are even being transferred from the Navy to the EFCC, which we have, at least as of today, we have over 92% conviction, success in prosecution. Again, a lot of cases are being transferred from Nigeria Security and Civil Defense to the Commission. And that is because they've seen that the relationship is working. We have, as of today, a lot of vessels, a lot of tanks have been recovered, have been forfeited, and records are there. So the truth is that the Commission is not leaving any stone unturned to ensure that not only that we shame them by publishing their name, we also recover those assets that they acquired through this fraudulent act, and is there in the news, is there for everybody to see. And we are sure that we follow the law, we follow due process, and ensure that these properties are forfeited to federal government.
Okay, so what is the place of sensitization in all of this? What does the EFCC do concerning sensitization?
Like you know very well, our present chairman believes that people should be oriented, people should be educated, people should be, informed. And that is why, even as of today, we have a lot of, our media is doing a lot of information sharing. We even have the chairman, in his own wisdom, has even the ego eye, where you can report things and where we can give you feedback. It's not just one way thing. The ego eye, of course, you can see if you see anything you report. It helps to also put most persons under check, because you don't need to go to Abuja to get the chairman informed in what you are doing. All you need is just that app. Once you key into it, the chairman is already on the case, and he will delegate people to go and inquire and find out and take decisive action on it. So based on all this, I think the commission is really creating an awareness. And we're not on it alone. We, like I said, are also working with our sister agency to ensure that these criminals are brought to book. The message one is that we should see it as our common assets. It will help us protect it. But more so, the commission is bent on arresting and prosecuting anybody caught and found wanting. And I will be firm to say there will be nothing left untouched when it comes to ensuring that the person faces the full wrath of the law. That's the message.
The program is still The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Today we're looking at vandalism of government property, a crime against humanity. Vandalism is truly a crime against humanity. Many people have gone to jail and some are dead as a result of vandalism. If the repercussions are so grave, why do people still engage in the act of vandalizing public assets? The Eagle team spoke with former spokesperson of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Emmanuel Oke, and he answers.
One, when we talk of economic development of Nigeria, vandalism has contributed to, in a disadvantaged area, that most of the vandalized pipes, one, the money government is even supposed to use for the development of the society is being channeled to repairing of those vandalized pipes. Two, it affects the economic growth of the nation, because most of the products being vandalized are products that, if allowed to be genuinely refined and sell out by government, the turnover, the money from there would have been plugged into another developmental aspect, and it affects the GDP of the nation. So when we talk of vandalism have a lot of diverse effects on the economy. That is why today we keep advocating, we keep creating awareness that vandalism is not the best way. Turn away from vandalism, and let's make sure that the money that government is even supposed to use in developing other sectors is being used for that, and not to be deployed back into repairing of vandalized items.
Well, you heard all that was said. The law frowns on vandalism of public property. I mean, why should someone purposely destroy or deface what government has put in place for everyone to benefit from? Don't we all know that Nigeria belongs to us and we have to protect it at all costs? Let's join hands to protect our property, and always remember that whatever we do affects everyone, either positive or negatively. As for vandalism of government property, it's surely negative. No one can measure the negative impact that vandalism of public property has on the economy of Nigeria. Many sectors suffer great setbacks as a result of this crime. Nigeria loses billions of dollars annually to vandalism of petroleum product pipelines. The power sector suffers as vandals cut away electricity facilities. People and businesses suffer for lack of basic amenities as a result of the act of criminals. Vandalism of public property is economic sabotage. EFCC has sworn to bring perpetrators to book. So as a concerned and good citizen of this great country, Nigeria, if you see something, say something, and the EFCC will surely do something about it. Together, let's protect Nigeria's public asset so we can all enjoy the fruits from our toils and the dividends of our labor. And if you're into any economic and financial crimes, vandalism of public property, or whatever form it may take, EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime. Before we end the program, the EFCC wants to sound this note of caution. Be careful what type of investment scheme you subscribe to. Here are some tips for you to look out to avoid being scammed. High returns with little or no risk. Overly consistent returns. Unregistered investment. Unlicensed sellers. Secretive and complex strategies. Avoid investment if you don't understand them or can't get complete information about them. If there is difficulty in receiving payments or have difficulty cashing out, be suspicious. This is because Ponzi scheme promoters sometimes try to prevent participants from cashing out by offering even higher returns for staying put. Beware. And that's how we conclude our program for the day. We will be back next week, same time, same station. Don't forget to keep a date with us. Before we go, here is a reminder that you can send an email to info@efcc.gov.ng and can speak to our officers or representatives on 0809 3322 644 and follow us on all our social media platforms at official EFCC for all matters relating to economic and financial crimes. If you see fraud happening, use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye. Download the app, follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. My name is Aisha Muhammad. I leave you with these parting words from Abraham Lincoln that said, "When I do good, I feel good. And when I do bad, I feel bad." That's having conscience. Let your conscience guide you in doing the right thing always. See something, say something, and rest assured the EFCC will do something about it. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please stay safe, be kind to one another, and have a pleasant day ahead.